I'd rather give my money to nice people, to be honest, because they are lovely, lovely people. Well, we have a bit of a problem there. I couldn't sit through 5 episodes of that either. So, yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from, but...
I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. Look at beautiful stars, I wanna drive a faster car.
Okay guys, welcome back to another episode of Make or Break. We understand that these videos are getting a bit tedious and a little bit boring for some of you people, which we understand completely, because if I wasn't building a GT40 gearbox, I couldn't sit through 5 episodes of that either. So yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from, but a lot of these videos will be watched by people for years in the future.
That's kind of what we're hoping. The reason why we've not skipped any kind of detail with the UM1 gearbox stripped down and diff rebuild, so on and so forth, is simply because we tried to research UM1 gearboxes to get some kind of insight as to what we were going to be finding when we took the casing apart, and we really struggled to find any information at all. So we thought, seeing as we're doing a YouTube channel, seeing as we've got to take our gearbox apart, we just as well get a really good, detailed, thorough couple of videos, 2 or 3 videos, that didn't skip any part, so that there was at least something on
100%, 100%. So you've seen before that I purchased a lot of items, including some aluminium castings for the front and rear hubs. Well, we have a bit of a problem there because the machine shop that we want to do them can't do them.
Yep.
It is what it is. So once again, I reached out to Andy at Tornado, and you know, I can't preach about these guys enough. The guys at Tornado, you mentioned one thing, they are just like the gurus at the moment. They've been doing it since the 80s, they know everything there is to know, and you know what? I'd rather give my money to nice people, to be honest, because they are lovely, lovely people. We're paused on the gearbox build at the moment, not for any other reason apart from our bearings, which run the limited slip diff.
Yeah.
We've had to order them from France. I went over to a bearing company locally to me and bought a pair, and the numbers that are on the bearings designate the part and the shape, but the letter C is the contour apparently of the bearing, and that was different. So I would rather wait a couple of months and get the right bearings than rush it and we put it back together and there's a problem. So here guys, you have a massive array of parts I have been spending deep in the hard up garage budget, and we're at the point where this is going to start moving quite quickly now. In this episode, we're going to firstly go over the bell housing kit, which I think is really important. I think the new and the old one is somewhere over there.
I'll grab the old one.
Thank you very much. But basically, Andy at Tornado and the team over there have spent a lot of money developing this bell housing, because there are so many adapter plate kits out there, but realistically this gearbox is designed in such a way that the bell housing itself bolts on the end casing of the gearbox. So this is what you would normally have, which is basically a transition plate. So this basically matches the bell housing of a UM1 to the face plate of where the actual gearbox would mount the engine. It's a conversion plate basically. Does the job, is okay, but really we bought something a bit more fancy. So this here is basically a bell housing. So all these bolts here will match up with our gearbox, okay? And if you grab our old bell housing, put those next to each other, look at the size difference actually. Wow, okay, that is unbelievable. So I could only get 1 of my heads in that one and 2 in that one.
I don't know, your head is quite large.
Pretty large, maybe half a head. But you look at the design and the way it's been built, and this is an absolute piece of artwork, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lovely, again, it's another nice sort of brand new thing that's going to be in that rear clamshell that when we lift it up and when we open the clam, hopefully it shows. It's another nice shiny new part that's just going to go, wow.
Yeah. And you know, there's a couple of things here which I won't stress enough. So you get a completely machined and one-off starter motor which perfectly fits into this. So you know, realistically that does fit flawlessly. You have got the plate here which goes over the top and that sits into that. It also comes with a flywheel, okay, because when I showed Josh the flywheel last time we tried to undo it, the bolts didn't fit nicely.
Yeah, that's right.
It was a transit converted gearbox. It's never right. We have a full flywheel that's at the engine machine shop being balanced with our crank at the moment, and also comes with a racing clutch and an input shaft.
Lovely.
So when you do this gearbox bell housing replacement, you actually have to split the gearbox in half to replace that input shaft anyway.
Yeah.
which is crazy. I didn't even realise that. So thank you, Andy, for that. Couple of things I've noticed straight away. You know, when you look at this bell housing, there's certain parts of it which have changed in the design. So this one here, the clutch release fork is directly at the top with our original slave cylinder. That's been moved to the side. So I don't know what the reason is that, mate. You know,
I've got a very good idea why.
Okay.
If you go back to the earlier videos when the engine and gearbox is still in our car, you'll notice that the rear exhaust stakes gather at the top of the bell housing. And then they turn 90 degrees and they come straight across the top of the casing of the gearbox. And that slave cylinder was right underneath where all the exhaust stakes were. So if you ever got a problem with that slave cylinder, it was a real pig to get to.
Right.
So the reason they put it over at 45 degrees
hopefully
is for ease of access.
I love that, okay.
Again, it's one of those things, Tornado have been doing it for a very long time, and the more you build the same thing, the more you can refine and change things to make it better.
100%.
Yeah, so it's another good little idea.
That's it.
Just
so
add it over slightly and
100%. You know, we were hoping to have this car ready for petrolheadism, and it's not going to happen. I don't know how close we are. I don't know if we're even going to be rolling at this stage, because we I'm
going to do my best to, at the very least, get the car so that it will roll, and so that we can get it to some kind of presentable
100%
condition. Because I'd love to take it, whether it's finished or not. Because you know,
that's part of the mission.
Some of these people that have been watching, some of the viewers that you watch and you comment on every single video,
and we love that.
Not only Sam, even I will sit and I'll scroll through and I'll see some of the comments. It's really nice to see that you get a select few people that you notice will comment on every video, and I'm sure there'll be certain people that are watching every video that
lovely guys from Australia.
Yeah.
Always get one. Not good morning from Australia.
Right, yeah.
I love it.
It's a real nice thought. It's quite humbling. Now, I'm quite new to all this, and it's very humbling. It's very nice to know there are people out there that are supporting what we do.
Yeah.
And I don't, if I can help it, I don't want to let people down, because there will be people that are watching.
Yeah.
That want to come and see the car at Petrolheadonism. They might have bought tickets. I'd like to try and take something.
That's it.
Even if it's not finished.
And I think that's why I had to take a bit of a step this week and invest some more money in Tornado.
Yeah.
So our bell housing is beautiful. We'll get back to this when we get our bits and pieces back and our engine back, because we're going to be working on the flywheel, and hopefully we'll be building the engine the next week or so. So there's our lovely bits and pieces. Cast alloy bell housing kit that has release arms, everything in there, which is brilliant. A good friend of mine, Christopher Dyer, who you've seen his Southern GT, well, he was trying to get his car to Le Mans as quickly as he could, and he borrowed some parts from me. He borrowed my camshaft, okay, and he borrowed my gasket kit. And in this game, I'm lucky enough to have a load of stuff here that isn't going to get used immediately. If I can help him out, I did. So big thanks to Christopher Dyer. He got me some hydraulic lifters, matched cam and melon cam, and a gasket kit. So at least we're back to where we were with that. So big thanks to Christopher Dyer. Next of all, you've seen this lovely array of stuff. So our old front end was a Granada kind of front end, so very good for it. It did, I bet it drove lovely, but now we're going down the racing end. So we have our new arms, okay? So I bought some GTD arms a little while ago. They're going to go up for sale very soon, so I'm going to put them on the old Facebook page. But we have these new arms, and these new arms here are designed by Tornado. Yep. And every part of this bolts together perfectly. So you've got your shock absorber turret here. You've got your bearings. The top and bottom ball joints, which go straight on. You've got upper and lower pinion bolts, and you've got your steering arms. So these are our bottom ones, yeah, and these are our top ones here. So basically, this threaded bar goes in like that, and then basically what will happen is this will be our top one.
Yep.
And that'll be our bottom one, and then our new hubs. So I purchased these from Tornado. Our ones couldn't get machined in time, had to buy this from Tornado. These go on here, like that, and basically these are the creme de la creme. They do a steel version of this, okay? They do it, but I kind of wanted to go all out. And you know, these alley ones look absolutely beautiful, don't they? They look really pretty, absolutely lovely. So yes, we've got our top arm.
Again, it's period.
Bottom arm,
it's going to try and make it look as period as possible, which would be a lovely little idea.
We've got our sexy stub axles, nice. Which they're machined. Like, I'm going to bring them over to the camera just to show them real quick.
Going to drop parts of it first.
It must be washing as well. Where did that So here you have is a fully machined stainless steel stub axle. So a nice thread in the back there, which will allow me to slide that into a little bit of a jiggery, a bit of pokery. That will go in there just like that. That gives us our stub axle, and the bolt and the washer will go in through the back. But you can just see the machined precision of this and how well that is built. Look at that.
I think it's a nice thing.
Try and find that washer. I think that might be a problem for later.
It's all right.
I love the washer.
It won't have gone far. I've got plenty.
But these are fancy washers.
Yeah, it's lovely. So
Yeah.
this kit comes with pretty much
So
everything we're going to need for the front end of our car, bar brake discs and calipers, and steering arms and steering.
No, I've got steering arms. So, yeah, so
steering rack.
we've got machine bearings to go into here. So there are aluminium hubs, which
Yeah.
are really, really pretty. In one of these bags
Roll
here,
of tapered bearings by the look of that.
yeah. And then here is your steering arm. So they bolt on the back here.
Lovely, yeah.
Like that, that gives you your steering arm. And we are really building something here which is a work of art. Like, I love it.
Right away, look, there's one, obviously you've got to bolt together and have bearings inserted, but there's one upright ready to go.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So
Means I can get on with some work.
we can get on with some work, and we can get this thing looking right. When you open that front cam up, we're not going to be ashamed now. We're going to be very proud.
Yeah.
In this box here, Andy Tornado really did go above and beyond to help me out. So our steering column, okay, before was a Hillman Hunter,
Something along those lines, yeah.
I believe, and now we've got full-on parts here, which are going to make this car very special. So we have a full here removable boss, okay, which I believe that bolts on there perfectly, which it does. That bolts on there, so that's your removable boss so that you can get in and out of the car. We've got
6-bolt wheel. Yeah, lovely.
steering column, 6-bolt wheel, removable boss which screws onto our base there, and then that there slides in there, lovely jubbly, so you can get it on and off with ease, get in and out of that car. We've got our bearing kits here which will mount into our new dash panel, which we'll get to shortly, and we really have got quite the puzzle. This is like one of the biggest Meccano kits in the world, right?
I'm standing there looking at it thinking maybe I'm in my mechanic's IKEA. All numbered, all labelled. I mean, it's brilliant. It's, you know, this makes life so easy.
This is it.
It does come with a small little guide that we've got.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of, this is what number it is, this is where it goes, which is brilliant. By the look of it, they're all different lengths, it's quite self-explanatory.
100%, but it's all labelled, it's all been done very
This
well.
this will replace basically our entire front end of our car from the bulkhead forwards. So all of everything, all of the steering arms, all of the steering components, everything is all going to be replaced. It's all going to be brand new. It's all bought from the same place, so we know it's all going to fit together. We know it's all going to work.
Yeah.
It's a massive step forwards.
So I think what we'll do, we're going to pause it there, guys. On the next episode, we're going to show you our next big expense, which, you know, I spent a lot of money. This here, you haven't seen the front end yet. I mean, this is just, you know, the small selection of the parts I bought from Tornado. But on the next episode, we're going to go over the front end, maybe a nice big shiny aluminium thing that I bought that keeps it cool.
Lovely.
And our dash top. See you next time. See you later, guys.
See you guys. Bye.
Quick reminder, hit that subscribe button, the like button, and then the bell button, so you get alerts when we release new episodes, and follow us on social media too for extra stuff and more alerts about videos we're releasing, which at the moment is every Sunday and the odd Wednesday too. Bye for now.